Splatoon 3 is a thing that exists now. Wow. I'm going to talk about what map I believe that was in Splatoon 1 and 2 that could be in Splatoon 3. Because we have to have at least like one or two maps that survive all three games. So why not speculate on that? The maps both in Splatoon 1 and 2 are Anchovy Games, Arowana Mall, Blackbelly Skate Park, Camp Triggerfish, Kelp Dome, Moray Towers, Piranha Pit, Port Mackerel, and Walleye Warehouse. A problem I have with a majority of these stages is when you go from turf to ranked battles, majority of the stage, or at least parts of the stage, end up not getting used for anything. Most of these stages, you go from like zigzagging around the map to paint turf to just running forward to get to objective. The two maps to me which are just really bad at this are Moray and Piranha Pit. Moray, you zigzag down to get to the middle, but also in Moray, most of the ranked modes are just in the middle in a tiny platform at the center of the stage, which ends up just not being fun. Moray, its entire gimmick is that you're zigzagging down the map to get to the base, and you zigzag up the map to get to the enemy team. But in ranked, you just run straight off the building. You just fall down from one level to another to get to objective, which it's fun like when you're playing turf and you just want to run down, but like if I have to keep doing that for ranked, no thank you. While in Piranha Pit you have those two little spots of turf to the left and the right, which are just an inconvenience to go to. And the only mode where that actually changes is in Rainmaker, which the Rainmaker Piranha Pit for me is the best mode for Piranha Pit because have you are meant to go towards those zones, even though they have changed. You have to go there. And in every other mode, it's more of an inconvenience to go there because if you go there and an enemy chases you, they immediately have an advantage of having the high ground. Walleye and Port Mackerel, no thank you. I don't want more ray spam, or if we have a special similar to it, or killer whale, I just don't want to deal with ray spam on like tower control, port, or walleye. Not again. Never again. Kelp Dome. It's just bad. Just bad in most modes, honestly. I don't want it back again. Arowana Mall, uh it's too hard to get from one side of the stage to another. Unlike Kelp Dome where you can go from like one side to the other in like maybe a few steps, you have to like trek essentially just a mile to get from one side of Arowana Mall to the other, which I don't want to do while playing Clam Blitz or Rainmaker. Okay, now the last three maps. These are the maps I believe are most likely or probably might just get into Splatoon 3. These are Anchovy Games, Blackbelly, and Camp Triggerfish. Anchovy Games and Blackbelly Skate Park, in my opinion, are just some of the best made maps. And most other people would probably agree with me because they're not necessarily the hardest to move around. Every role more or less has a spot to be in, and most of the rank modes aren't bad either on these maps compared to like the other maps where only like one or two modes were actually good on the map. Now, you might be asking, Sky, why is Camp Triggerfish here in these maps that are supposedly good? Well, hear me out. Camp Triggerfish's only problem is that it's a little difficult to move from one side of the map to the other. But besides that, it's pretty good. In in a lot of the ranked modes, they add a bridge to the center of the map to make it more accessible for the objective. And in most ranked modes, some people will go toward straight, but there is a genuinely good flank option for most of those who don't want to just rush objective. Just think about it. Camp Triggerfish could be renamed to Chaos Camp Triggerfish. It it could follow like the dystopian theme where nobody goes there anymore, and it's kind of run down and such, and the only people who go there are for the turf and ranked modes. And it's just, and some parts of it are fallen over. Maybe the entire layout or the entire middle has changed from Splatoon 1 and 2 to 3. Honestly, I can come up with so many ideas they could do to just make Camp Triggerfish better for Splatoon 3 and to make it fit the theme that I don't see why they wouldn't do it. So yeah, those are my opinions on what maps should come back from Splatoon 1 and 2 to Splatoon 3. If you have any opinions for what Splatoon 1 and 2 maps should come back in Splatoon 3, write it in the comments. I'd honestly like to read them. I'd like to see what people think. And before you leave, maybe subscribe, and I'll probably make more of these. This is fun to make. Anyways, goodbye.